My brother purposely scheduled his wedding the same day as our sister's sweet 16. So I flipped the script and turned his wedding into a celebration about her and only her. My brother Jacob was the last planned child of our family, the golden boy who could do no wrong, and the one who suffered no consequences no matter what he did. It all started when he was 7. My older sister Kay's graduation party ended early when he dropped to the floor during family pictures. He demanded our parents rush him to the hospital, so they stopped everything, then insisted Kay's friends leave so the whole family could come to the hospital to support Jacob. They wouldn't even let Kay change out of her dress before going. 30 minutes into waiting in the ER, Jacob miraculously recovered. He admitted in the car home he never even had pains. He just thought the party was boring and wanted some attention. Me and my siblings were furious, but my parents thought for some reason it was the cutest thing in the world. This created a pattern where he realized he could steal the spotlight whenever he wanted. At my graduation, he had a migraine. At my brother's basketball final, he had the flu, meaning we all had to miss the game because we were going to get everyone sick. When my aunt had a funeral for her stillborn baby, he pulled his biggest stunt up to that point and faked a heart attack while our aunt was speaking. Fast forward to last year. Jacob was 24 and engaged. He announced his wedding date at Sunday dinner, and when he did, our youngest sister Mia went completely silent. Mia is the youngest child, the unplanned one they had 8 years after Jacob, the one my parents have looked down on our entire life. I watched her face drain of color as she pushed her food around her plate. That was the exact date of her sweet 16. She'd been planning it for 2 years and saving every penny from her part-time job at the mall. My parents knew this, and still, immediately started gushing about how Jacob's wedding would be the biggest event of the year. After 10 minutes of non-stop chatter about him, Mia finally spoke up in this tiny voice saying that it was her birthday. But Mom just waved her hand dismissively and said there would be plenty birthdays to celebrate, but only one of Jacob's weddings. The worst part was what Mia told me later that night. She'd been there when Jacob got the call about an available date. She reminded him about her party, and he just laughed and said sweet 16s were overdone anyway. Then he booked that exact date right in front of her. That's when I lost it. I confronted Jacob the next day, and he told me Mia needed to grow up. He said nobody cared about some teenage party when he was marrying the love of his life. He even sent out a family group text about his gift registry, saying he expected at least $600 per couple since we'd all be saving money on not going to some kid's birthday. That's when I called an emergency sibling meeting without Jacob. My sister Eveline worked at a print shop, and my brother Patrick had helped address the wedding invitations, so we had the full guest list. We started making calls to everyone attending immediately. The plan was simple. We were going to use Jacob's big day to help Mia get into college. The response we got was incredible. Our aunts, uncles, cousins, family friends all were tired of Jacob, and all agreed to be in on it. Even better, most of them decided to come to Mia's party instead. When we told her what was going to happen, her entire mood shifted. She went from looking like SpongeBob on an off day to SpongeBob on a work day in seconds. She never thought family would choose her over Jacob, so this meant the world to her. We booked the venue she thought was out of her price range across town immediately, and for the rest of the build-up acted like her party wasn't even happening. Fast forward to Mia's party. She was on the dance floor having the time of her life, surrounded by family and friends when my phone rang. It was Jacob. I instantly knew what it was. I answered, and his angry face filled my screen. Behind him I could see his venue, and it looked extremely empty. He started screaming about how there was nobody here and the presents were a mockery. You see, I knew that alongside being the center of attention, the wedding presents were just as important to Jacob. How much they cost showed off how much people cared about him. So as part of my plan, not only did I take his attention, I ruined his presents too. All he received from guests was envelopes. In those envelopes were letters telling him that a donation in his name has been made to Mia, contributing to her college fund. He didn't receive a dime, and Mia received the worth of all his wedding presents put together, but in cash, $15,000. He demanded I fix this immediately, so I told him no problem. All he had to do was come here first. Full story on channel, linked below.